All right, let's talk about something we all deal with every single day, but probably never really think about. The secret journey a product takes to get from just an idea all the way into your hands. This is the world of marketing channels. Let's dive in. I mean, seriously, have you ever just stopped to think about it? That phone in your pocket, the snack you're eating, they didn't just magically appear on the shelf. Nope. They traveled along this complex, super carefully designed path just to get to you. And that path is exactly what we're going to map out today. Okay, first up, the product's hidden journey. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, we kind of have to zoom out and look at the whole system. I'm talking from the raw materials all the way to your shopping cart. So, this whole system has a name. It's called a value delivery network, and you can basically split it into two parts. On the left, you've got the upstream side. That's where the product is actually made. Think raw materials, suppliers, the factory floor. Then on the right, you have the downstream side, which is all about getting that finished product out into the world and to you. And that downstream part, that is our focus. That is the marketing channel, sometimes called a distribution channel. You can think of it as the final and maybe the most crucial leg of the product's entire journey. It's made up of all the partners who bridge the gap between the company and us, the customers. So you might be asking yourself, why have all these partners, all these middlemen, right? Why can't a company just sell everything directly to everybody? Well, as it turns out, there is a very, very good reason for them. Just imagine for a second. What if every time you wanted to make dinner, you had to go to a farm for your vegetables, a different farm for your meat, and a mill for your flour? It would be total, absolute chaos. And not just for you. Think about the producers trying to deal with millions of individual customers. It's just wildly inefficient.
And the solution? A central distributor. Look at this. On the left, you see that chaos we were just talking about. 3 manufacturers trying to sell to 3 customers means 9 different lines of contact. But on the right, you add just one distributor, like a grocery store, and bam! The whole system is suddenly streamlined, simple, and makes a whole lot more sense.
And hey, this isn't just about making a diagram look cleaner. The math speaks for itself. The number of necessary contacts of transactions just plummets from 9 all the way down to 6. Now just try to imagine that on a bigger scale. Thousands of producers, millions of customers. These intermediaries are, no joke, the engine of efficiency in our economy.
And you know, they do way more than just move boxes from point A to point B. They're out there gathering information, promoting products, finding buyers, matching what people need with what's available. They even handle stuff like financing and taking on risk. Every single partner in that chain adds a really critical layer of value.
Okay, so we know why these paths are so important, but how does a company actually choose which path to take? Well, as we're about to see, these channels aren't an accident. They are the result of some very careful, very strategic design.
A company basically has a whole menu of routes to choose from, and the options are different depending on whether you're trying to reach regular consumers like you and me or other businesses. A channel can be super simple, just a direct sale from the producer to the customer. Or it can be this complex, multi-layered path with wholesalers, distributors, and retailers.
At its core, it boils down to 2 fundamental choices. You've got a direct channel with 0 intermediaries and an indirect channel, which uses at least 1. So think about it like this. Buying a handmade scarf from the artist on Etsy? That's a direct channel. Buying a bag of chips from your local corner store? That's a classic indirect channel.
And deciding which route is best isn't just a gut feeling. There's a really clear 4-step process. First and foremost, it all starts with the customer. What do they want? How do they want to buy? Then, the company sets its goals, identifies all the possible ways it could get its product to market, and finally, it evaluates all those options to see which one is the most effective and efficient.
Now, a channel isn't just a bunch of boxes and arrows on a slide. It's a team of real businesses run by real people. So how do they work together? And maybe more importantly, what happens when they don't?
If you go back in time, marketing channels were kind of a free-for-all. Every single member, the producer, the wholesaler, the retailer, was its own independent business just trying to make as much profit as possible, even if it meant hurting the other guys in the chain. That's what we call a conventional channel. But a much, much more powerful model has taken over.
And the evolution is just so clear when you see it like this. The conventional channel on the left is just a fragmented chain of self-interested players. But on the right, you see the modern way of doing things, a vertical marketing system or VMS. In this system, everyone acts like one big, coordinated network. It's really the difference between a random group of people and a championship team.
So the real key to a VMS is that all the members act as a single unified system. This kind of coordination doesn't just happen on its own, though. It's usually driven by one powerful channel leader who either owns the other members, has tight contracts with them, or is just so massive. Think about the power Walmart has, that they can basically set the rules for everyone else.
Okay, so that's a vertical system, where partners at different levels of the supply chain team up. But what happens when companies join forces with their peers? Well, that creates what's called a horizontal marketing system, where two or more businesses at the same level get together to chase a new opportunity.
And here is the perfect aha moment example: a McDonald's inside of a Walmart. See? Neither company is the other supplier or retailer. They're two giants at the same level working together. Walmart gets a convenient food option for its shoppers, and McDonald's gets a ton of foot traffic. It's a total win-win.
But of course, teamwork isn't always smooth sailing. When the members of a channel can't agree on goals or roles or how to split the profits, you get channel conflict. And that is the ultimate traffic jam on the product's journey. It creates gridlock, frustration, and it's bad for everyone involved.
Which brings us to our final section. Because, let's be real, the biggest changes to this journey today aren't coming from the companies themselves. They're coming from the absolutely disruptive power of technology. The entire map is being redrawn as we speak.
The big word you gotta know here is disintermediation. I know, it's a mouthful, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It means cutting out the middleman. This happens in two main ways. Either when producers go straight to consumers, think of a musician selling their music directly from their website, or when brand new types of intermediaries, like Amazon, come along and totally displace the traditional ones, like your local bookstore.
But this revolution isn't just about destruction, it's also about creation. And that's the key takeaway here. Every single disruption creates a massive opportunity. The innovators, the ones who find new ways to add value, to make that product's journey faster or cheaper or just more convenient, they are the ones who are going to win in the end.
So that leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world with AI running logistics, drones dropping packages on our doorsteps, and products that are just instant downloads, what does the product journey of tomorrow even look like? The path is changing faster than ever before.